What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus package update, daily news, pretty much everything going on here in our country, in Washington, D.C., money, investing, the stock market, Social Security raises, Social Security updates, which we're going to have in this video, as well as everything you need to know about on a daily basis. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe down below. It's free to do so. Literally just click subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos. After subscribing, click the bell icon so you don't miss out. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you find these videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. Also, we have a special guest here with us for the time being, my cat Lily, as you can see right there down below. We'll see how long she stays with us here for this episode. Okay, yesterday we have a congressman that has just announced a new bill to raise Social Security benefits. This is very, very good because this is, we're going to talk about how this differs from the other bills to raise Social Security benefits. And this is very good because we continue to see this and them push for to raise Social Security benefits here in the near future and how they're going to pay for it and keep Social Security solvent in the future. So I'm going to explain this to you how this bill would kind of enhance the Social Security benefits, raise Social Security benefits for everybody on Social Security and for seniors on Social Security, as well as what it would do. And then after I explain this bill, I'm going to show you the other recent bills that have been introduced to raise Social Security benefits here, and the timeline on what these would be here. So this is going to be a very good episode. Make sure to watch all the way to the end of this video. I'm going to explain this to you and stimulus here going forward. So here we go. So yeah, as you can see here, this new proposal would improve Social Security's finances and enhance Social Security benefits. This was just introduced yesterday. Democratic Representative Al Lawson. Okay, the last name is Lawson here because this is important because one of the other proposals is by Representative John Larson. Larson with an R. This is Al Lawson with a W from Florida. So it might get a little bit confusing, but if you can see the screen here, if you're kind of watching this in full screen, you can see the names here, okay? Al Lawson recently proposed a piece of Social Security legislation which has been scored by the Social Security Administration's Office of the Chief Actuary. The Lawson proposal is the second major Social Security bill that has now been proposed in a month, following Democratic Representative John Larson, Democrat from Connecticut. So these are two major Social Security reform bills that have now been proposed here in the last month or so to raise and enhance Social Security benefits. This is major, major news here. We'll talk about timeline here in a little bit. As a reminder, the Social Security actuaries project a program deficit over the next 75 years of 3.5% of taxable payrolls. This deficit reflects the combination of rising costs, constant levels of incomes, and increasing costs are the results of slow growing labor force and the retirement of baby boomers, which raises the ratio of retirees to workers. Social Security's deficit can be eliminated either by bringing up the income rate or lowering the cost rate, or by implementing new taxes on people that make a lot of money. Both the Lawson and Larson bills maintain current benefits. That is, they do not reduce the cost rate. Instead, they raise the income rate by lifting the cap on the maximum taxable earnings. The area where the two bills differ the most is benefits enhancements, where the Larson bill proposes a dozen enhancements for a 5-year period. The Lawson bill offers 4 enhancements on a permanent basis. Specifically, we're also going to talk about another bill or two here in a minute as well. Specifically, the new Lawson legislation proposes to use the consumer price index for the elderly, called the CPI E, which historically has risen faster than the CPIW, which is what they use now, which is the price index used for Social Security adjustments to adjust benefits for inflation. This would affect your annual COLA raise, which was just 5.9%, which is going to go into effect here for 2022. The 5.9% COLA raise for 2022 was actually the largest in 30 years. Okay. But if they adjust that to the CPIE's consumer price index for the elderly, it would actually probably be more almost every single year. So that would be a good change here, and that this is something that a lot of congressmen are pushing for, and it would actually probably raise the annual cost of living adjustment for seniors or for Social Security. That would be the first change, and that would be a good change. Number two, it would extend student benefits up to age 23 if they're full-time students. Number three, it would increase the special minimum benefits for workers with very low earnings and index it to the by the growth in average wages. If that affects you, that would be a good thing as well. Same thing with the students here as well. Number four would establish an alternative benefit for surviving spouses. This is after someone passes away, equal to 75% of the couple's benefit, subject to an upper limit. To pay for these benefit enhancements, and more importantly, to reduce the 75-year deficit, the Lawson legislation would apply the payroll tax on earnings above $250,000. So this is for people that make over $250,000. Right now, people stop paying Social Security payroll taxes somewhere around $145,000, 140 some thousand dollars. Changes every single year, and it adjusts for inflation. But somewhere in that range, they stop paying Social Security taxes because that's the maximum amount that you can earn for Social Security. But both this proposal and the other proposal, which I'll go to here in a second, want to reintroduce, though. The other proposal is at like $400,000, reintroduce Social Security payroll taxes, but those people would not get any benefits. Okay, they would pay into the Social Security program, but it would basically they would pay into the program, not get any benefits, but it would go into the benefit for everybody else as kind of a tax, but not a benefit for them because they'd already be getting the maximum Social Security benefits that they paid into for that year. So they would apply the payroll tax earnings above 250,000 and on all earnings once the taxable maximum reaches 250,000. The legislation would apply a 2% benefit factor on earnings above the current law maximum. Enactment of these benefits and revenue provisions would cut Social Security's long-range deficit roughly in half, from 3.54% of taxable payroll to 1.88%, as you can see in this graph here. So it would drastically help the long-term reliability of Social Security, the deficit of it. Now, the other bill that was recently reintroduced, is the Social Security 2100 Act by Democratic Representative John Larson. This is a very, very big and has a lot of momentum from it as well. This would increase Social Security benefits by a lot. You can see here, this bill is called the Social Security 2100 Act, a sacred trust. This bill follows the Social Security Administration's latest estimate that the trust funds that support the program would be depleted in just 13 years, in 2034. This bill proposes extending that date to 2038 to give Congress more time to come up with a long-term solution and increase benefits while doing it. This measure would also incorporate proposals made by President Joe Biden during his presidential campaign and help fulfill those promises. Larson said of Biden, quote, "We have a person on Pennsylvania Avenue who knows and understands that Social Security is a sacred trust." That is Larson's quote. This new bill combines Biden's proposals with the U.S. House of Representatives Ways and Means initiatives to expand and enhance Social Security benefits, he said. Quote, "It's got a lot that's attractive and nothing that I think should cause Democrats problem in an election year," said Nancy Altman, president of the Social Security Works, an advocacy group that promotes expanding benefits. Like Biden's plan, the Social Security 2100 Act would set a higher minimum benefit for low income workers. Benefits would be set at 125% above the poverty line and tied to current wage levels. Now, as you can see here on our screen, the poverty line for a single person is $12,880. $12,880. They want to make that 125% times 1.25. They want to make that $16,100 would be the minimum Social Security benefit per year for anybody on Social Security that qualifies. Okay. Divide that by 12 months would make the minimum Social Security benefit $1,341 per month would be the minimum Social Security benefit under this Social Security 2100 Act. Okay. Now, also keep in mind that this is the 2021 poverty line. Okay. I don't know the poverty line for 2022, but if I'm guessing that it's going to have a 5.9% increase based on the Social Security increase times 1.059, that would possibly be 1,420. Because remember, the Social Security just got a 5.9% increase. So they could possibly go up to 1,420, if not the 1,341. So just keep that in mind. It's either 1,341 or possibly 1,420. Because remember that Social Security just got a 5.9% increase for 2022. And that 5.9% increase that's is going to raise everybody's Social Security benefits, SSI, SSDI for 2022 that's kicking in for January benefits. That is the largest benefit increase in almost 4 decades, as you can see here. Yeah, so that's because inflation's running kind of hot, and it's to help offset inflation for the cost of living increase. Now, the Social Security 2100 Act also has a benefit boost for both new and existing beneficiaries, amounting to about 2% of the average benefit. Cost of living adjustments would also be on the CPIE, Consumer Price Index for the elderly, as well. Biden also included this in his change for the Social Security proposals as well, also. So both plans want to do that. It's a very popular thing that is probably going to be done. Also, we just had U.S. Senator Schatz reintroduce a bill to expand Social Security benefits, also here just very recently, just a few weeks ago as well. The main highlights of this bill would be to increase benefits by an average of $115 per month and to take steps to ensure the solvency of the program for decades. There is also another bill that has been long anticipated by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Elizabeth Warren, and Ryan Wyden, and also backed by Senator Bernie Sanders, that would increase benefits for all Social Security beneficiaries by $200 per month. So this is a bill that has been long anticipated by the Democrats and something that would benefit literally tens, as you can see here, more than 60 million Americans. So where does this leave us? Well, it's not going to be in this stimulus package that they're trying to pass in December here, okay? It's not in the stimulus package that they're literally trying to pass like this week or next week. It it's just not in this package, okay? It could be here in the next stimulus package. It also could take bipartisan support with Republicans. It could be passed in the next stimulus package. President Biden has confirmed there will be another package after this that the Democrats could pass through the reconciliation process, and they could pass it on their own. So the Democrats could pass a big Social Security raise in the next stimulus package on their own and include a big Social Security raise or Social Security reforms. Changing it to the CPIE index, Social Security raises, new taxes to wealthy individuals making over $250,000 to $400,000, and increasing the solvency to Social Security, making it last longer, and also increasing wages to lower Social Security individuals along the way. All that could be done here in the next stimulus package or with Republican support as well. Republicans have supported measures like this along the way. The good news is that there is a lot of support. We have literally now have multiple different bills just recently here within the last couple weeks. So there's a lot of new support gathering for this. Now they're going to finish the Build Back Better bill first to get this done. And remember, the Build Back Better bill is really kind of half of the stimulus package. Remember, the main stimulus package was originally going to be $3.5 trillion, and now it's about $1.75 trillion. So really, and there's going to be another half of that after this. So they're really going to come back around and do another package after this, probably Democratic only. Okay. Now they could include the Social Security raises in that package, or they could do it with Republican support. Really just depends on whether Republicans want to come along for those type of votes. Um, the good news is that they're really kind of pushing for this. Okay, we're also probably going to see student loan forgiveness here after this package. President Biden has said in the past he is willing to do $10,000 of student loan forgiveness. President Biden has already done over $11.5 billion in student loan forgiveness just this year. I'll be keeping you up to date on that, as well as more coming here after this stimulus package. There's also rental assistance, mortgage assistance, utility assistance, state stimulus programs, state stimulus checks, all sorts of different programs going on here, even after the stimulus package passes. There's going to continue to be all sorts of different programs going on here, along with the next package after this on the federal level. But there's all these other programs going on here as well, even in between these packages. So I will keep you up to date here with everything going on here on this channel, as well as daily news, everything going on here with our country, and everything you need to know about. So make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet. It's free to do so. Also share this video down below with your friends and family. There's a share button down below. You can share this with your friends and family, share it and share the link with them on Messenger, Facebook, or message it to them so that they know about these programs as well. So you can literally keep them up to date. So make sure to subscribe, click the bell icon so you don't miss out on new videos. Remember, new videos come out here on our channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click here to watch my newest video next. This top video is how to apply for rent assistance. You can get up to 12 months of your rent paid, and this video shows you how to do it. It's free to do so. And this bottom video is how to get up to $1,500 in utility assistance. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.